Hey guys, it's Jess. What's up? Welcome back to my channel. Today we're talking all about color theory. Now, color theory is essentially how to use the color wheel to create really cool outfits, how to pair colors so they look interesting and pleasant and harmonious instead of, these don't look good together. Though using colors and playing with colors, pairing them together can definitely seem really intimidating. It's actually quite simple. So today we are going to run through color and understand how it works, how colors pair together, and how to use what's in your closet and pair these colors.
Color enhances the beauty.
Color.
Everyone's talking
The
about
color is so clear and sparkling with life.
fashion colors to fit your every mood. Green? That's my color.
First things first, we're gonna start off with the basics of color because to build a good house, you need to start with a good foundation. So there are three basic properties of color. The first property is hue. Where does a color fall on the color wheel? For example, maroon has a reddish hue. The second property of color is lightness, how light or dark a color is. Sometimes in some fields, and especially in things like photo editing, brightness is also known as luminance. And our third property is saturation, how bold or faded a color is. Different combinations of different values or numbers or amounts of these things change a color from being pink to red to green to blue, etc. and so forth. Now let's talk about color theory. The goal of utilizing color theory is to create color combinations that are pleasing, that are harmonious, and that are balanced well and are aesthetically pleasing to the eye instead of being harsh or cringy or clashing.
Now that really pleases me.
Color theory is all based around the color wheel, so when referring to figuring out what works and what doesn't, it is very helpful to have a photo of a color wheel saved on your phone, or if you want to print one out, you can put it in your closet for easy reference. Next, we're going to dive into talking about some good rules of thumb when it comes to putting together outfits with color theory. First place to start is the lack of color, nudes and neutrals. Now, nudes and neutrals consist of white, black, camels. I consider denim a neutral as well. No matter what color you're working with, whether it's blue or red or orange, you can always pair a neutral with it. They are the one thing that you can lean on when it comes to putting together an outfit if you're just stuck on what to pair. When in doubt, pair it with a neutral. You can also just wear neutrals with neutrals. And something really cool about wearing all neutrals is that it typically looks very expensive. All white, all black, all camel, all nude, all just one shade, a monochromatic look, which I'll be diving into in just a second, always looks so chic, so stylish, and so expensive. If color scares you when it comes to putting together outfits, a good place to start with introducing color into your wardrobe is through accessories, whether it is shoes or a purse or a bag or jewelry. These are easy ways to start introducing pops of color into your wardrobe in a much less intimidating way. And our final rule of thumb that I want you guys to just remember is that your shoes don't have to match your belt, and those don't have to match your purse. This is one style rule that has been around forever and ever and ever. And time again, I hear this, that people feel like they have to stick to this, but it's not true. You don't have to stick to this. This was a style rule that was created, I think, just to give people a place to start. But once you know the rules, you can break the rules. It's all about knowing the foundation and the basics of something. And once you know those things, you can break those things. This is your permission. And I actually want to do a whole video on style rules that people have heard or that are very common that you can break and how to break them. So if you guys are interested in that video, let me know. All in all, I'm just trying to say that style rules were created to be followed and then broken, but in your own way.
I think that people are starved for color. They're starved for the beauty and the expression of beautiful colors.
Now we can actually dive into the fun stuff. The formulas of color theory. How the heck to actually pair colors together. The first color theory formula to know is the basic of basics, and it's one I've already lightly touched upon in this video, and that is the monochromatic outfit color palette. Now, a monochromatic outfit is just an outfit comprised of one color. The same hue, brightness, and saturation. The colors don't really deviate much. They're pretty much just all one color. Color theory number 2, we've got tonal outfits. Tonal outfits are outfits comprised of all one shade, but in varying hues. So it can be purple, but it can go from violet to lilac to a pastel purple. When it comes to playing with color, I think tonal outfits are even easier to make than a monochromatic outfit, because a monochromatic outfit with color is contingent upon having shades all in one piece. And when it comes to neutrals, that's super easy to do because all black, all white. But when it comes to color, then we start introducing a lot of varying shades and tones. So one of the easiest ways to do monochromatic when it comes to color is having matching sets. That is like my favorite thing ever because they're already pre-picked out. But when it comes to tonal, it's super easy because you can just take whatever blue pieces you have in your wardrobe and throw those together. Level 3, color theory number 3. Now we're actually diving into combining colors that aren't the same color. We start with analogous colors. So analogous colors on the color wheel are colors that are right next door to each other. When pairing analogous colors, it's 2 to 3 colors. It doesn't have to be just 2. It can be if you want to just work with blue and green, but it also could be blue, green, and yellow. It could also be red and orange, or it could be red, orange, and yellow. Now, I think what really trips people up with color theory and combining colors is that you feel like you have to stick to a color as your top and a color as your bottom. And it doesn't always have to be like that. For me, one of my go-to ways is introducing these color combinations through accessories, through having these color combinations as prints or patterns on one piece. So a great example of this is here on my blouse, we've got orange. And as I mentioned, one of the colors that's right next door to orange is yellow. Now the yellow combines so beautifully with this orange because it's an analogous color. Another cool example of how I can introduce an analogous color with this top is if I added a yellow hair scarf or had a yellow bag. And it also is very important to choose like a specific kind of hue of that color, a hue that is complementary to the color that you're wearing or basing your outfit off of. So for analogous colors and starting to use and play with analogous colors, the fashion industry makes this one very easy to jump into because a lot of clothes kind of already have on them worked into them as part of the design. So for building with analogous colors, you start with the color you want to start with. Let's say it's blue, and then you head to the color wheel, take a look at it, refer back to it, and see what colors are next door and build from there. Color theory formula number 4 is complementary colors. Now, complementary colors are probably my favorite way to combine colors because I think it is such a cool, fun, and kind of bold way to play with color. So, complementary colors are colors that are opposite on the color wheel. They make this beautiful juxtaposition, this beautiful contrast, and they just offset each other in the most beautiful way. Probably one of the most widely used in the world, particularly when it comes to cinematics and things looking cinematic and beautiful. Orange and blue. Now, the shade of blue is typically more of a teal, so it's orange and teal. So when it comes to building outfits that are based off of the complementary color formula, you just pick a color, you go to your closet, pick out whatever piece you want, and then you just look directly across on the color wheel and see what is that contrast. And you build from there. And again, as I mentioned in the last one, this does not have to be exclusive when it comes to combining colors. It doesn't have to be exclusive to having a top be one color and a bottom be one color. You can also play in and play around with adding neutrals into that. Another way could be just having a top that features pink and green flowers. That's a very subtle way to use that complementary color palette to have that introduction of a juxtaposition of color, but in a very toned down way. So don't feel limited like you have to half and half the colors. The colors can be introduced in very subtle ways. So get creative and definitely think outside the box when it comes to combining these colors. And finally, level 5, color theory formula number 5 is the Triadic color formula. Now this is technically like not the last way of combining colors. I will have articles linked below where you can dive more into that, but we're gonna have Triadic Color be the top level. The Triadic Color formula utilizes 3 colors that are equidistant on the color wheel. So the most popular and well-known example of this is red, yellow, and blue, the primary colors. The way that you can introduce these colors and play around with this is, again, through prints and patterns, through accessories, through stylizing things in ways more than just like the chunky color block. You can totally do that if you want, but if you don't like chunky color blocking, that's cool too. So here on the shirt, it is orange, but it's also got that yellow and it's also got a blue. So this works with a triadic color pattern because on the color palette, the orange is a softer shade of the red. This yellow is not like the base yellow, but it's like a softer shade of yellow. And this blue is not like that primary color, bold, kind of like cobalt blue that we all know. It's a softer shade of blue. So this works with the triadic color palette because it features all of those types of colors, but in a very soft, toned down way. So when it comes to introducing these color combinations, I think it all comes down to finding the right hues that work together. So the way that the triadic color formula really works is by primary, secondary, and tertiary colors. So the primary colors are red, yellow, and blue. Then we have our secondary colors, which are the purple, orange, and green. And the secondary colors are all made up of combining the primary colors. And then we have our tertiary color palette, the tertiary triadic way of combining colors, which is created by combining the second colors in the same way we did the first, making that kind of teal, fuchsia, and marigold shade. The triadic color palette is very fun, it's interesting, it's unique. You really can get so creative with accessories and shoes and purses and jewelry and patterns and prints. So don't feel limited, just truly have fun with color. It should not be scary and intimidating. Instead, we should all embrace it and start playing with it more because color is so, so fun.
I'm not sure if it's working or if she looks like a clown's tampon.
On a heavy day.
Color enhances the beauty.
Color. The color is so clear and sparkling with life.
I have a feeling we're not in Kansas anymore.
That's a wrap on today's video. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video that took a long time. It was a long time coming, but it finally was here today. And I really hope you guys were able to learn some good tips and ways to pair color, how to make it work for you, how to work with what's in your wardrobe. If you guys use any of these tips to put together cool, awesome outfits, please tag me, send them to me, DM me, slide into my DMs. I want to see all of your guys' cute outfits. If there's anything you guys ever want me to dive into, let me know in the comment section because I want to start doing these more technical videos that actually help you figure out the science and the technical aspects of putting together an outfit and figuring out what looks good, what doesn't, why it doesn't, and how to make what you have in your wardrobe work for you. Now, for today's quote of the day, I really like this quote because I think this quote is particularly applicable for me today. So today's quote says, "The fact that you are trying is a proof that you are strong." Thank you guys so much for watching today's video. If you guys want to keep up with me throughout the week, you guys can follow me on Instagram at Jessica Neistadt. Hope you guys all have an amazing rest of your day. I don't even know if I said that already. If I did, have a doubly amazing day. I love you all lots. This is Devolving Quick, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye guys.